Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 challenge run. Hope you're all doing well. So with the completion of my random series, I wanted to go through and do some of the most difficult and interesting character weapon combinations that didn't show up during that series. So feel free to suggest challenging combinations in the comments, but today we're going to be doing Mage with submachine gun. I've heard a few times that this is a very difficult run, so we're going to give it a go. The challenge here, of course, is that the submachine guns will not be providing a ton of damage themselves, since we can never increase our ranged damage. So all of our damage in the late game is going to have to come from burning damage. And because we're going to be not able to spread our damage out easily because submachine guns are just going to be focusing down the same enemy, all the burning damage is going to go on one enemy, so we're going to have to make use of that. I'm going to pick 5 harvesting here. Obviously getting early harvesting is really good, and then we will take an SMG. Cute Monkey is a really nice way to heal for this character. We don't care about -1 range damage at all because Mage doesn't have any ranged damage modifiers, so it won't affect us at all. That being said, I don't think we actually need to buy any healing other than lifesteal. We already have the best healing item in the game in the form of submachine gun. Just a lot of attacks with lifesteal will give us a ton of healing. Alright, a second scared sausage is awesome. We're very happy about that, and we're going to take an SMG here. Mutation, even though it gives elemental damage, I'm actually going to avoid, because I think that something we're really going to be looking for is knockback. So I don't want to decrease my knockback, because in order for us to do damage, we're going to have to push enemies away. So we're just going to be looking for as much knockback as possible. Although I immediately, I just saw a boxing glove and then rolled past it out of habit. So obviously a huge mistake there. Definitely should have locked that. Just talking about knockback and then didn't do that. Okay, well, we'll get it together as we go. I think that this run is going to be a little harder on Abyssal Terrors than on Crash Zone because of the Mantis Shrimp there. I'll take 10 luck here over 5 harvesting just because it's a better, higher level upgrade. Take the submachine gun and then we'll roll. Okay, now we can lock a boxing glove, so rescued from my previous mistake. And then we'll roll here and lock a submachine gun. We don't actually need to level our SMGs at all, because all we care about is the attack speed. They only get 1 base damage when you level them up. It'll go from 3 to 4. So we don't need to level these at all, but I do want to get 6 as quickly as I can. That's very funny that I rolled past a boxing glove, or at least I'm pretty sure I did. I thought I saw it out of the corner of my eyes as I rolled, or as I hit go on the wave, and then immediately rolled into another one, so just rescued from my mistakes here. I actually am not sure if I wanted to kill that curse alien. Cursed enemies are pretty dangerous for us because our damage is kind of capped. It's going to be based on burning, since in the early game, our SMGs still contribute damage, but later on, they just really won't. And having enemies have increased health could be very bad for us. Here, I'm going to take 2 lifesteal. I want lifesteal really badly, so I'm not going to roll for harvesting as aggressively as I normally would, because there's so many other stats that we need on this character. Take the SMG, we'll take the scared sausage, and we'll take the boxing glove. We'll lock a cake and roll. And I'll roll one more time, lock another submachine gun, and this is the last weapon that we're going to buy, probably. So far, going fairly well. Obviously, I would love to get more economy. In the form of harvesting, especially. But we've gotten pretty good level up rolls. Currently, also, my scared sausage damage is very low, so I need to actually buy some elemental damage very soon. Right now, we're reliant on just the damage from our SMGs, which is fine, but that will quickly fall behind, so we're going to need to fix that rapidly. Snake, obviously, is awesome. Even at the cost of an HP, it's excellent. And then here, I could roll for harvesting, but I think I need to take 2 elemental damage. We get increased elemental modifiers with the Mage as well. And one thing that we're missing is that the Mage sort of assumes that you have an elemental damage weapon for 5, or really 6.25 free elemental damage. So we don't have that. We're going to have to catch up pretty quickly on that. We'll take the beanie here, and then I will roll. Another boxing glove is actually incredible. Finding 3 of these so early, and only buying 2 of them, but finding 3 of them is awesome for this combo. Knockback is really good for us for a number of reasons. One, it's just going to help protect us by keeping the enemies away. And 2, it normally with knockback, the issue is that it forces you to spread out your damage, right? So you hit an enemy with some knockback and push them behind another enemy. Now suddenly you're splitting your damage between those two and not actually killing things. But when your whole goal is to light enemies on fire, splitting your damage is actually exactly what you want, because the earlier you light multiple enemies on fire, the more damage you're doing total. See if we can kill this tree. And we're making very little money this wave, so I do need more harvesting. Let's roll here. We'll take 5 harvesting. The clover does cost me lifesteal, but is such a powerful item that I want it anyways. Though I think here I'm going to take treasure map and beanie, and we'll wait on the clover. I'll take the cute monkey now. I can still use the healing. And then pumpkin we don't care about. We obviously want piercing shots very, very badly, but we don't care about the actual damage from the piercing shots. Probably shouldn't have rerolled there. I was rerolling out of habit, actually, because normally you want to roll for a weapon level in that spot. But for this character, we don't want to level our weapons at all. So 6 knockback is pretty good. I would like a little more, honestly. If we could find a coil, that would be one of the best possible items that we could find. I also could really use a baby gecko. Alien tongue is quite good too, because pickup radius is something that we want, and it gives you knockback. Even only 1 knockback is still useful. Here I'm just going to take 2 elemental damage. Range is also pretty good on this character if we get piercing shots. If we don't, it's kind of irrelevant, because we're never going to hit multiple enemies. But if we do, then it can help us light enemies on fire a little bit earlier. I'm going to roll here and see if we can get a higher level upgrade, and we'll take 2 elemental damage as well. And then we'll take the clover and the cute monkey. I don't think we want small fish. I'm just going to roll here. Eye surgery is obviously incredible to be able to light enemies on fire, or to be able to have better burning damage and more elemental damage. The moray eels here should not be a challenge because they receive additional knockback. So the fact that we have some knockback means we should be pushing these guys away. And knockback is pretty good for submachine guns in general, since they attack so frequently. You actually get to use knockback to push enemies away, something that normally doesn't really happen in Brotato. Unless you're using hands, which have 30. I think knockback would be a more interesting... It's similar to range, where it would be a much more interesting stat if they had just, like, quadrupled all the numbers on it so that it actually had a meaningful effect in-game. Obviously, we want more HP, so we're going to take this, and bag is incredible. We're really struggling with our economy right now, with pretty low income for the wave, so we're very glad to see that. I'll take 3 armor also. I do need to fix my lifesteal, but right now our defensive stats are very good, so I'm pretty happy with that. We'll take the eye surgery here. Again, if I had piercing shots, I might consider the glasses a little more, but since we don't, I don't think it's worth it, and we'll take the boiling water and Cyclops worm. One challenge also that we're having is just that with Scared Sausage, enemies only burn for 3 ticks. So even though we've got okay elemental damage at this point, not great, but okay elemental damage, we're just not keeping enemies on fire for long enough for the fire to actually kill them. So what I really want is ways to set them on fire earlier, I think. Things like, well, obviously piercing shots would go a really long way, so bandana or sharp bullet. Funnily enough, sharp bullet is actually better for us than bandana, because it's only minus 5% damage compared to the minus 10%, and we don't care about losing the damage on the piercing shots since they're just for the fire procs. But really, we want things like Pocket Factory, turrets, anything along those lines. I'll take a goblet for sure. That could be a lot of healing. Snowball is great. We do need elemental damage. Even though this item will typically disappoint me, it'll still be excellent here. And then here I'm going to take 10 harvesting. I think we can still use that. A cursed hiking pole, if we were allowed to buy other weapons for this challenge, would actually be kind of interesting, because a lot of extra range could be pretty valuable. Take the elemental damage here. Definitely want to get the Hatcher burning and hit it with a bunch of submachine gun damage early. I also really could use some percentage damage. Right now our percent damage is negative, so that's significantly holding back our fire. So lifesteal, percent damage, max HP. Those are the main stats that we need at this point. A little bit of attack speed would also go a long way. There's a weird animation thing with SMGs, where if you get even 1 point of attack speed, it increases the frequency of their attacks by way, way more than 1 point. It's like 40% extra attacks with 1 point of attack speed. So, really nice to find any of that. Thanks to what's certainly a bug. I'm going to take 9 HP here, and then I will take 15 attack speed. Ooh, a nuke launcher would have been nice. We'll take a tree for sure. Charcoal I will take as well, and then roll. Weird food, that's probably worth taking. I think I'm still going to pass on the mutation. I don't want to decrease my knockback. And then we'll roll here. Take the lure. I think we can kill at least one of these loot aliens. Our elemental damage is fairly high, so our burning damage from Scared Sausage is 19. That should be enough to tick down the loot aliens. I do need to pass on the Lost Duck, though, because I can't reduce my elemental damage. I'll take 5 HP here, and then roll again, and again, we'll pass on the banner, but we'll take Corrupted Shard, Alien Magic, and Boiling Water. All of those are going to be pretty solid for us. So the extra Snake and Scared Sausage are helping a ton. It means that our burning effects are just being spread out much more. And you can see here that having the knockback means that we push, we set one enemy on fire, and then we push it past its buddies that it spawned with. And then that helps us set the whole group on fire, especially with the snake spreading the fire even further. So the knockback is really, I think, important to this run. Go get this tree kill here. Really wish I had a Pocket Factory. That would be really good. All right, I do want to kill this loot alien. That might be somewhat challenging if it runs into the middle of a bunch of enemies, but we did get it. So that's actually 3 crates this wave from loot aliens, and then I think 1 more from a tree as well, which is also 4 procs up our bag. So awesome wave for us. We'll take the toxic sludge for sure. Metal detector is good. I do need more percent damage, but I think we can get away with this. Losing 8 luck is painful, but 3 knockback and 25% XP gain are great. Spyglass, when we find it for only 17, is awesome. And then Octopus, this is maybe the best item we could find, like pretty close. 3 lifesteal is amazing. We don't care about our crit chance at all, and 12 max HP really helps set us up. Do I want more move speed or just more luck? I think I'll just take more luck here. And all of these are good items. Obviously, we're never going to be able to kill the elite, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I will take the coffee and the baby elephant, and then we'll roll here. Fuel tank is good, and boiling water is good as well. So I only have 3 lifesteal, 7 move speed, but we've got 7 armor and 64 max HP. So I think I should be able to survive this elite pretty easily, regardless of which one we roll. Just have decent defensive stats. This one's not a bad roll for us either. It can be somewhat hard to dodge this elite, but mostly it doesn't chase you down and force you to move. So it's not the most dangerous of them. We're actually doing a little more damage to it than I thought we would. So maybe if we get a little more elemental damage later on, we can actually potentially kill elites. I don't know why it stopped attacking there for a second. It just stopped putting out the X's. Not going to be able to kill that loot alien before the end of the wave, so I'm just going to make my way through the middle and try to pick up some materials. Here, I'm going to re-roll. I don't really need harvesting after wave 11, and 66 is plenty of HP, so yeah, this is what I was looking for. Lifesteal is such a phenomenal way to heal for us that any points of lifesteal we can get matter so much, so I'm actually going to roll for lifesteal again. Though I'll take 12% damage, too. Damage is also really good. And then here, we're going to pick up a bunch of elemental damage. We'll take the Blood Leech for more lifesteal. And Small Fish, because it's a free reroll, I'll take it. It can help us kill enemies a little faster. Losing the lifesteal for the Bean Teacher is a little painful, but 50% XP gain is a lot. And I'm going to take the Alien Eyes because this can, again, help set enemies on fire across the map. So we want just random damage that can proc our Scared Sausages as much as possible. It's also a way to kill enemies because we have decent HP, so the Alien Eyes damage themselves, not just the fire, will actually be relevant amounts of damage. With the Mage, you really want to be burning enemies from as far away as possible and adding in any extra sources of damage that you can find to make sure that you're actually clearing the wave before it becomes too threatening. Pretty dangerous, that blobfish enemy, but we did at least manage to take it out. Or take out the lampreys without too much danger. Gonna be another one up there, so I'm just gonna make sure that they are burning. As long as not too many of them spawn cursed, we're not in too much peril from those guys. I would love a baby gecko or an alien tongue still. Or Sift's relic, obviously, would be the best thing we could find. Here, I don't really want to build dodge. I could take 8% damage. I could also just roll for armor or lifesteal. I think at this point I actually just want defensive stats. 1 armor, I feel like we can do better. Roll 1 more time here, and yeah, we'll take 2 lifesteal. Bean Teacher will take, Alien Eyes will take. The tardigrade I'm going to pass on. The minigun would be awesome if we were allowed to buy it, because it's just a piercing submachine gun. But I think with 7 lifesteal and SMGs, tardigrade is just not going to be super valuable. I am also going to pass on the nail here, not because it's not good, but I think that the fun thing about this challenge is trying to do burning effects with a weapon that's very unsuited for them. So we're going to pass on Nail and Frozen Heart, because that would actually just increase the weapon damage of our weapons too much to make this a fun challenge. Obviously, if you're just trying to optimize winning here, the Nail is an incredible find. But in the interest of sticking with the spirit of the challenge, where we're trying to use SMGs to actually burn stuff, we're going to pass on it. Now I'm just going to get first nail every shop for the rest of time. So you can see we are starting to have some trouble killing things rapidly. Fortunately, our damage is still okay at this point. Looks like we got 3 loot aliens from our lure again, which is awesome. In a really... Oh, a fourth one? Can we get it? Not quite. Okay, Black Flag. This is pretty dangerous. I don't really need the economy from the Black Flag, and enemy health is very bad for us. But I think I'm still going to take it, and we'll take a Pearl as well. 3% damage is quite good, and more Pearls is always a possibility. I could start maybe building dodge. If I get a lot of free dodge, then it would be fine. But I think I'm just going to recycle this. I have negative crit chance, so although I do want piercing shots, the eye patch doesn't do anything. Weird Ghost, we don't have an elite or anything next wave, so yeah, I think we're safe to take the Weird Ghost, and Bandana is awesome, talked about that already. We'll take 12% damage here, and then we'll take Scared Sausage and Boiling Water. We'll roll. A Fertilizer, even this late, is going to be pretty good, and then we'll roll. Ugly Tooth is another pretty awesome find for us. This can help us, keep enemies away from us for longer so that they have longer to burn. And then we're going to roll Frozen Heart. Similarly, we're going to pass on. We'll take the Beanie for the sake of the challenge, not because it would make this run much easier, because it would, but that's why we're not going to take it. And then I will take another Goblet, I think. We have the perfect amount of maximum health, but I need to get back over 1 HP. But when you have even a little bit of lifesteal with submachine guns, your healing is just so excellent that Weird Ghost is always safe to buy. I want to get my lifesteal up to about like 15%, and then we'll be basically guaranteed to have the full 10 healing a second from lifesteal, which maxes out at 10 HP per second. Really awesome that we have the piercing shots now, so we can actually set enemies aflame from further away. Also, our actual weapon attacks are doing 4 damage a shot, which still isn't irrelevant. Because we've increased our percentage damage a bit. Yeah, I'll take a crown. Obviously, can't be the king of Brotato without it. And I think I still do want the regen here, even though regen, we prefer lifesteal, and the luck is kind of nice. Regen is still good. Let's roll here, and then I'll take 12% speed to offset my speed, which I've decreased. Take 12 HP. Not that the HP is that important, but at this point, but it's a level 4 upgrade. Then we'll take a Whistle, Goblet, and Beanie. Roll here. A Cursed Cauldron is incredible. We're very happy to see that. The extra pickup range matters a lot. We're leaving a lot of materials on the ground, and the extra damage is awesome as well. We'll take some elemental damage, and then I'm going to roll here. You can see still that leveling up our SMGs doesn't do anything, right? They have the same attack speed, and the range doesn't go up. They don't get extra piercing or anything. It's just the damage scaling, which normally is very important. But for this character is totally irrelevant because we can never increase our ranged damage. I will take a Weird Food. Pile of Books, we don't have any structures. If we had a Pocket Factory and I guess higher crit chance, the Pile of Books could be worth considering, but not important for this character right now. Horde Wave should be pretty dangerous for us. Just because killing a lot of enemies fast is something that we're not super equipped for. And I have increased enemy damage and their chance to spawn cursed with the Black Flag, so a risky choice, but obviously an incredibly powerful item. If we had 10 knockback instead of 7, things would be even easier right now. So, when you have a plan, it helps to actually execute that plan. Having to do a little bit of dodging here. I'm going to wait until the end of the wave, and then I'm going to run in and pick up all these materials we've left on the ground, or at least some of them. Still 127 materials. I'm still recycling the mutation. I'll take the penguin. And then 3 armor, I think, matters more than the elemental damage. Just increasing our armor is the best way we can survive, but here I'll take 2 more elemental damage. Take the Weird Food. Wandering Bot combined with the Ugly Tooth is maybe a little interesting. This item usually doesn't do anything, but slowing enemies actually matters a lot for the mage, so I think we'll take it. We'll take the turret here, roll again, take a coupon. I still have negative crit chance. Now, any piercing is really good for us, and any curse is really good for us, so I think I'll take the eye patch. We won't get any value out of it other than for curse, but curse is good in and of itself. And if we do find a bunch of crit chance for free, then the eye patch will start giving us value. Fried rice, obviously excellent. That's a ton of healing for a burning build. Roll again here, and I'll take a corrupted shard. Cursed Scar, even though we have quite a lot of XP gain already, should still be pretty good. Wings, obviously, we don't want to lose the elemental damage for. Just gonna drink some water. This map is going to be somewhat dangerous, I think, because we don't have a lot of control over where our damage is dealt, so trying to keep the Stargazers from hatching is going to be pretty tough. The double eye surgery is also awesome. Obviously, that's increasing our time to kill on, or decreasing our time to kill on these enemies by a massive margin. Still wish that I had Pocket Factory. Would be so good for us right now. But we got a lot of first enemy kills and decent income and weren't at too much risk even on a fairly tricky wave, so I'm feeling like things are coming together well. We'll take some elemental damage. I'll take the snake here and the scar. I'm gonna pass on the banner. Tyler is another good way to both spread burning around the map, and also it scales with elemental damage, so it's really good. And then I think I'll take the crystal. I do want more attack speed, and we actually are not taking that many hits. We'll lock laser turret as well, and another alien eyes. I guess alien eyes is a way we could potentially try to kill elites. It is a lot of damage. So if I like ran into the elites to hit them with the burst from all the alien eyes at once, I don't think it's worth trying to do that. This is probably the hardest elite that we could find, because it will chase us and put us under a lot of movement pressure. And elites are always going to be the challenge for this build, since we just don't have the damage to kill them. Unless we find Greek Fire, in which case we would be in great shape to fight elites. Giant Belt, I would also take for sure. If we got some more crit chance, then the Giant Belt could help us kill elites and bosses. We actually got this one down to half health, so maybe if I'd focused more Alien Eyes procs on it, we could actually have killed it. But I think just much safer not to worry about it. Okay, we have positive crit chance now. We'll take a free pearl. That's awesome. Losing 2.5 elemental damage is bad, but 5% lifesteal is incredible. Our lifesteal is quite low still for what we want, and going up to 18% dodge means suddenly dodge is a real defensive option. But I think I'm just going to take 8% damage here. I could buy 7 crit chance to go with all of the piercing shots that it gives us. I don't think we really need that. I'm going to roll here. We'll take some elemental damage. Buy all these. Take the injection and then roll again. Take the cake. I will take the insanity. It's minus 3% damage, but the extra pierce is really good. So I think it is worth grabbing. Barnacle will only give us wave 19. How likely are we to get like 2 levels on wave 19? Not that likely. So I think the Barnacle is not good. I will take the Weird Ghost for wave 19 though. Just more HP is good for our alien eyes and everything. And then we'll go to wave 18. So I think we're not killing the bosses unless I find Greek Fire in the next shop. So I'm just going to focus on defensive stats. We want more lifesteal. We've got 13% or 12% right now. So any additional lifesteal basically would get us to the kind of 15% mark that I was looking for. Though honestly, anything over 10 is so much healing for submachine guns. Whoops, took a hit. Lost my crystal bonus. And we're not actually making that much money at this point, but I think we're still in okay shape. I'm going to roll here. I'm going to look for armor. And yep, we'll take 4 armor. That can help us. Oh, and there we go. That's the item I've been talking about. So, you know, a couple times I've said boxing glove and the game listened, and then I said Greek fire and the game listened. So, you know, helps to have a direct line to the game, I guess. I'll take a little bit more move speed. We obviously don't need the scar here. Sad tomato, that's a decent amount of regeneration. It does mean starting at half HP on the boss wave, but we'll heal that back up immediately. I think that does give us a little bit of extra layer of safety, so I'll take that, and then I'm gonna ignore all these other items, and we'll go to wave 19. And then I just need to not die here with my weird ghost, because that would be very funny. But the cursed weird ghost, as you can see, did not put us under any actual pressure, and the extra HP mostly doesn't matter defensively, but does help with our alien eyes, which I think is going to help me kill the bosses. And killing the bosses, I think, will be a safer route for us, just because having to dodge them for 90 seconds with this build can be a little bit challenging. Our damage against the other enemies is somewhat slow, so dodging the bosses is a little bit difficult when there's a lot of more stuff on the field. So the Greek fire and the alien eyes combined should help us kill them and just have a safer final wave. I'm going to roll here, and I'll take 2 more elemental damage. I think that's pretty good. And I don't care about the crit chance at this point, I don't think. Yeah, we'll take 2 armor. That's perfect. I think the Pocket Factory actually is worth it, even on the last wave here. Scared Sausage is obviously great. The duct tape is still good. We'll roll here, and I guess just plus 1 HP off the jelly is going to be better than anything else. I could also buy the SMG to increase my base damage by 1, but I think the health will matter more. The Pocket Factory will give us just a few more chances to keep the bosses on fire, even if we're having to run away from them, so I think it's worth it. And then we're going to go to wave 20 here. So I'm going to try to just light them on fire for the Greek fire. And we'll mostly try to move away from them until I'm full health, because obviously I had the sad tomato. Not quite as much damage around the map as I would like, but the Pocket Factory does help. We're actually clearing the enemies a lot faster because of that, because it's just setting things on fire. And it's keeping the bosses on fire, so I think the 200 on the Pocket Factory actually worked out very well as a spend in the last wave here. Just so synergistic for the character. We don't have a lumberjack shirt, but that's okay. One nice thing, too, even with this very low damage setup with submachine guns, is they attack fast enough that we kill the trees super rapidly anyways, because trees have a pity rule. If you hit them 8 times, then they die regardless of how much damage they've taken, and submachine gun obviously does that almost instantly, so you kill trees really fast even with very low damage attacks, and then the boss is burned to death, which was perfect. Alright, let's take a look at our items here. So 500k damage from the Scared Sausages, obviously amazing. That's most of the damage that we dealt. Although, actually, our submachine guns did quite a lot of damage even in the end game. Even at only 4 damage per attack, attacking many times per second is very, very valuable. Getting the early boxing gloves, especially after I threw one away, was awesome. Obviously made this run much smoother because we were just under very little threat from enemies most of the time. And then 4 free items from the treasure map. The Cute Monkey healing was fine. Bag only gave us 270, which is actually a little on the low end for Bag, but I guess we only had 33 luck. Double eye surgery helped increase our damage immensely as well. This is more like it, actually. 10 elemental damage from the snowball, and then that would be 12.5. That's more like what I want to see when I get this item early, and it so rarely pays off like this, so that's very satisfying. Because we got 4 boiling waters afterwards, and some charcoals as well. The lures were great. Spyglass saved us 170. Some of that's fake because it was rerolls at the end just for fun, but still paid off quite well. 10 times what we spent on it, and the extra range wasn't irrelevant either. The baby elephant for 7k damage, not incredible, but not bad. 30k damage from alien eyes, so those helped as well. 600 materials from Black Flag, obviously always an incredible item. Crown for 29 harvesting, and coupon for only 129, but still pretty good. And 7.5k on the Tyler also, and almost 5k on the laser turret. So, and then 69k. Oh, we were so close to 69.069 on the Creek Fire. that would have been, you know, the perfect way to round off this run. But as is, I found this run pretty fun. I honestly did not find it extremely challenging. So hopefully some of the principles for those of you who have been finding it a really difficult run can help out. Just buy a little bit of lifesteal, don't upgrade your SMGs, there's no point, and buy knockback. And then like slowing effects, those are the ways that you can actually use the SMG as a profitable weapon, even though it's not that synergistic with the character. But it's still just such a powerful weapon just because attacking this often is really good. It lets you apply knockback more often, lets you set the scared sausage fires very fast, and lets you lifesteal very easily. As always, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this run, and if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Definitely let me know what other character weapon combos you would like to see in the comments below, and of course you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.